Hey everyone, welcome to another video, another exciting episode of backtesting Euro USD. I'm going to be doing last week. I don't even know what the dates were. Let me have a look. The 3rd to the 7th of April. I didn't trade it all last week. I think towards the end and a bit this week. Feels like every week there's something going on. We had Easter, and then my brother did make a surprise visit, and he was over here from Australia for a week, so I was exploring southern Spain. But yeah, I want to do my review for last week, like I do, and post this out to everyone. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll start pretty much same as I always do: top-down analysis, what we're looking at, and then get into the back testing. Hopefully, it's not too long. And then you look at the results. I might try to break up the results daily, just so it's not, maybe we can split the videos up, but I'll see as I go through it. Anyway, yeah, let's get started. I've already put the replay mode on, so I'll just get rid of this. Right now, I was talking about last week about this indicator here. I've tried to share it to some people, but they can't find it. But yeah, I'll put it in the comments. I can't really find a link to it. It's quite good. Just using the breaker structures, it really helps you with the market structure if you're having trouble. I really like the settings on it, but because not everyone can access it for some reason, I'm not really sure. I should be able to, but I'm going to just do it manually myself, so I can just give you an idea how I set up my market structure. So I'll get started there. The only thing I have right on now is sessions and these imbalance, just so it's highlighted to me, but that's about it. So I'll get into it. Okay, as you probably saw, always just makes my computer lag. Oh, I remember to cut this out of the video. So that's the last daily high. Well, it should be a breaker structure. That's my bad. Daily low, daily breaker structure. If you've watched the other ones, I've done this for a lot. We've been in this daily range for, when did it start? 2nd of Feb. So yeah, 2 months now. So it's been pretty nice to trade, actually. A couple of tricky parts, but generally bullish on the daily and now bullish on the 4 hour. So we're looking for this high to break to continue the bullish momentum. So we'll just label it a weak high. And yeah, pretty much all I want to look on the daily. Don't really need to look at much more. You can see, if you like trading the high time frames, we had a daily, we had the pullback. This is a daily point of interest, and we're heading up. So, everything's fractal. You'd think this is going to break eventually. So yeah, let's just jump on the 4 hours now. Don't want to take too long. And yeah, okay. So it looks like we had with our 4 hour. I'll just do a few back just so you can see how I mark out. 4 hour breaker structure. Got a pretty sneaky liquidity grab after that huge dump. And bullish, very bullish into our 4 hour breaker structure. So pretty much right now, 4 hour high, weak, and 4 hour low is strong. I could have labeled the daily low strong, but yeah, anyway. Okay. And pretty much what we look for, I think we pointed out in the last video, that we look at the premium discount, and we've seen a very cool reaction out of this, like what we call like a flip zone POI. You see these react quite a lot, especially on the 15 minutes as well, especially if they're in the discount zone or near the equilibrium of a leg. The one that caused the break of structure can give generally sometimes a nice reaction. Plus that with equilibrium and it's tapped into the discount area, we really, from the strategy, don't really require further pullback. Anything's possible, obviously. We know that, it could come deeper. And then we go, and that's still valid as long as it doesn't break this. If we break this, then we'll have some new analysis, but we're very far away from that, so I'll just delete that. But we're expecting it now. It could come back, but yeah, we're expecting it to break this high realistically and break this high. So looks like we rejected from the highs up here, and we're coming back down. Reasonably solid point of interest here. It'll be an interesting one, because because we haven't broken major structure. So we'd look on the 15 minutes for like 15-minute chock out of here to continue up. Maybe we get a liquidity sweep. We don't know. But at the moment, this is an interest, like point of interest, mitigated, and looking for on the 4 hour, eventually longs to break this. So that's pretty much all we want to mark down now. Let's go on the 15. Just like to keep it simple. Don't want to put too much stuff on my chart because then you get confusing. You're looking at too much areas of interest, and then I really like to mainly focus on we got extreme areas like this, or areas that were the last point of consolidation before the break of structure. They're really the two I look for. Anything in between isn't that strong for me, to be honest, because like we're looking for like where big orders were placed. And usually the big money gets in at the extremes because they're the ones that move the market, obviously, so they know where the bottom is because they make the bottoms. And the ones that want to push the market in their direction, so they get in to break the structure because all the other traders are looking for this to see a sign of strength. So then they can push the market up. Then okay, we can push higher. Let's bring the market back down and get more orders in here, and we push. That's how I see it. I think a lot of it's by algorithms anyway. But essentially they're trying to just get in at the best possible price and get out of the best possible price and move market the way they want it. So a little bit of insight. That's how I think. You can have plenty of ideas, but as long as you're got a profitable strategy and stick with it, then I don't think it really matters what you think they do at the end of the day. Essentially we're still in this, like, the thing is, it's interesting here with this 4 hour. There's kind of, because we move so fast, there's not really like this. It's still like kind of the 15-minute leg and the 4 hour leg. So a lot of this is just internal structure, which we can obviously still trade. But yeah, mainly our targets, anything long should be here. Anything short should be here. So where we're at right now, I don't think any shorts would be really a great option as we're pulling back into this area, just as we're 4 hour time frame bullish. But okay, we've got on the weekend. I think Monday, we've just opened. Let's see. I'll change this. 10's a bit much. I'll go to 1. And so no trades right now. I like to see like Mondays, even potentially, go back and look. I do trade every day, but sometimes Mondays can be quite slow. Sometimes they can be a great day to just set some alerts and go and back test. Sometimes it's more valuable to back test than to just, it's always more valuable to back test than to just sit and watch the charts tick over. Let me just pause that now. So this is that area. We've got literally the tiniest little tap in. If we're going to look at some structure, we had like a 15-minute break here. So it's just a grind down over the weekend. Let's have a look. I'd like to see this high break. We've got like a small chock in here on the Asian sessions. Oops, that's a 15. You can see like we broke some lows, we sweeped them, and then we've closed above. But as this was the last structure, this was the last high to break structure. I'll be looking for that to break. I'm not taking shorts out of here because we've got bullish chock tapped into a 4 hour, and we're heading up. So for me, this is a low probability trade, especially with so much imbalance there. And I don't trade Asia, but I'm going to Australia for a month, so I will be back testing and looking over my Asia data a lot closely because I'll be trading it for a month. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Let's keep moving on. I actually think this was an interesting one. Hey, what do we have? Oh, okay. Yeah, red news. Is it on a Monday? Yeah, red news on a Monday. Doesn't happen too often. All right, there we go. So that's what I was looking to break. I think this would be a real 15 chock. This is... it really depends on what you're after. I would class this as at the proper chock. This, I'm going to delete that. It's very weak. So realistically, after that, doesn't seem very likely, but we're just looking for longs, really. You could mark out areas to short from up here, but it's not really. We got liquidity. Nothing really strong. You'd maybe use this for day trading targets if you wanted, if you didn't want to hold overnight. Maybe that's like the last strong push that hasn't been like mitigated. But I'm not taking shorts out of here. It's just maybe for targets, you know. But yeah, let's see how it moves. Okay. Let's have a look now. Very small pullback. Very bullish. Another 15. For the sake of this video, oh, that's my premium discount. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to set it up on the 25. I should explain just for people that are new watching. For my first videos, I was taking a lot of 2-minute entry trades. Unfortunately, with FTMO, as good as they are compared to other ones, they if the price just wicks, gets like a quick wick through your limit, often it cannot be filled, especially with a $100,000 account. So I've started, and then it's very frustrating when the trade plays out and my order's just left behind. So I've started using just the 15-minute and taking half entries on the 25 and half entries on the 50. Just because it's working quite well in my back testing for results. You do get some like really killer entries on the 2, but I use that. I'm testing that mainly on a secondary strategy that I will show in terms of scalping the 5 minutes, which I probably will trial run in Asia session, just because you don't get as much trending markets in Asia, so you have to be in and out of the market much quicker. But I will do another video on that. I'm still back testing it to get the results, but I really do like it for that case. So anyway, I'll keep moving on. Yeah, so we've got tagged into there. Realistically, we're looking to take the highs. But if you know, this is still 7.5 to 1 on the 25 and, 10 to 1 on that. So, this is the first instance of resistance I would assume we would get. Otherwise, we're pretty much wanting to take the highs. So it really depends if you want to hold trades or that sort of stuff. We will just, for the sake of the video, I'll probably just target the high and just see what happens. I think that's best. You back test like you trade. So I'm really wanted to let my trades play out to their full take profit now to really make the most of the winners. And yeah, because I found that as much as you think you'd be able to trade all day, every day, and get every opportunity, it's not the way that life lets that happen. So I think making the most of the trades that you do get is very important. So that's what separates the profitable traders from the unprofitable traders is really letting the winners win. So yeah, let's move on. Okay, let me have a quick scope of this. Yeah, I'd still class it. We got two candles between. Very bullish. I probably will cover a bit bigger, but still the wicks. I'm gonna get rid of this. For me, I wouldn't be taking that anymore now that we've got another break. Okay. What's the time actually? 12:30. So nice when you're back testing. It's like, oh, I'm just in a trade, and then you're just clicking forward. Oh, the trade's finished. But real life trading, you might be sitting in that trade 4 or 5 hours. Feels like time's not moving at all. So I'm just aware that the US Open is very soon. So could take a run on this liquidity and fill this gap and actually get the original entry. But I'm going to just play this and we will see. Okay. So I would delete this order now. I think we got this break. Got the open. Actually, no, I would leave this because we've just got liquidity formed here. Me, I think. Right under that. Broken the structure there. It's when it gets a bit tricky. Because we've essentially had a break of structure. However, the high of the pullback is also the low of the pullback, which I don't really like in a break of structure. It's not like a clear, because we've made higher highs the whole way until here. So yeah, I'll leave this, and yeah, I think we leave this order that we've got here. Now look at that. So if you had played this with taking this last one, or even taking down here, but I always take the candle that produced the lowest wick before imbalance. Is there imbalance there? Yeah, so I would have missed this trade. Pretty bullish, very bullish that New York didn't run any of these lows. Just goes to show you they don't always, hunt liquidity. But yeah, so we'll have this as a miss. Let's just mark it up. Sometimes it's like that, and you've got the New York Open coming in. You don't have like a really strong break of structure. For me, I just look at like the probabilities. We didn't have any like liquidity sweeps. It's sort of, we'll get these ones that play out, but I think it's good to know. Like, I'm happy to take that miss. Let's see if it would have played out. We now have. Let me see. Let me move this across. Okay, we now have enough to clear. Yeah. Gonna move this way. Gonna move this way. Yeah. See, even I get. I'm happy to be out of a trade if I feel like the probabilities of that of getting a sweep here are very high, and then here we've got another opportunity anyway, as long as we don't break the highs. So let's go here. Okay. So you'll see like this. Sorry, I don't know for anyone that's jumping in or didn't hear at the start. This was just for a target. I wasn't putting this for taking a short or anything like that. And as you can see, we smashed right through it. So, it was more like, if we had a day trade target, we got in this and we, wanted to target here instead of the highs. That was it. So I'm going to delete it now because it's been completely mitigated. Yeah, we still got this. So let's see. I wonder. Yeah, we're going to get into nighttime. Okay. And yeah. So yeah, we're pretty much looking at that. To take these highs, this one we missed, but we'll count it in there for data purposes, because the backtesting is really to build data and build trust around the strategy, further trust and continue trust, and note down any interesting things we see that may recur over time, as markets don't always act the same all the time. So let's have a look. Okay, we want to do this. It's getting quite late, so probably won't, if we do get tagged in, maybe Asia or some sort of session then. Let's have a look. Okay, now we're in spread hours, so let's see what happens. Okay, now Asia has opened on. Just going to pull this across. So what we're still looking for. Yeah, just leave it on 1x for the replay. Tried 3x, but it's kind of annoying. Sometimes it just all happens a bit quickly and you miss the trade. You have to backtrack, so it does sometimes a bit slow when you're waiting for it. So, okay, interesting. Have a look. What happened here? I didn't notice that at the start, actually. I thought that was a black candle. Did withdraw. I went back to the what are they called? Discount zone, but we're doing pretty aggressive because we've got like a sort of a 15-minute chock, you would say, like a sign of strength inside a 15-minute bullish leg. Can't think today. And then we've had the, pullback to that entry, but it's definitely, I think I would have stuck with this one. It's potential there. I'm going to back test these types of entries a bit more. What do we have here? We've got a sweep. This is still the 15-minute high, week high that we're expecting to break. And realistically, even with this closing as a wick, this is still a valid point of interest. So I would keep this until we get a body break above that. This is still an interesting zone for me. What do we got coming up? Okay, latest up jolts. Usually it doesn't have that much of an impact, so let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. We've swept that. Then we've now caused a 15-minute breakage structure. Okay, we never got a pullback. Yeah, I guess the only real, if you didn't get this entry, was this, sign of strength here for the chalk. But I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. This would have been your, after your sign of strength, nice little liquidity, grab, and then rest of liquidity and push. There wasn't any entries after that. But yeah, would have been a tricky one, especially as this chalk happened, right before the close. So I think we'll just leave that as we know no entry there. So this one did hit target for, let me just have a look. This was the one that I didn't enter because I was worried about this liquidity sweep. Sometimes you do get these biases in your head when you've seen it happen over time. Potentially I could have just, given an extra pip or two for it, as it was still a breaker structure. But otherwise it still did play out, so we will note it down. So what was it? A 9R. 9R entry on New York Open. I'll put that in orange, a yellow. Missed but valid, we'll say. Okay, oops, let me zoom in. Okay, now what we have, we've hit that main target. Okay, so this 15-minute closed. Okay, let me have a look when the 4-hour. Let's just see how the next. Normally, if we hadn't just taken 4-hour liquidity right now, this would be. This would be what I would be looking for. Let me just have a look. Am I still wanting to take that wick? Take the high. Let's close as a liquidity sweep. But as this closes a liquidity sweep to this high here, this is when it gets a little bit tricky. We've taken a lot of liquidity. So sometimes the price wants to hunt back down for liquidity. So this could be an easy target. So the flip zone. I'll mark it up anyway. It is a flip zone, we call it. And I'd have to zoom out to I'm going to go on the 4 hours so it doesn't ruin anything. But it looks like got a 4-hour close as a wick. Was that right on that point? I'm going to have a look. Let's have a look. I guess we didn't mark out that. This would be what, the last sort of bearish point of interest that we may reject from before taking the high. Is this fully mitigated now? Sorry, I didn't mark these up at the start. And pretty much fully mitigated, so we'll just leave that over there. Okay, let's go back to the 15. We've closed with a wick, a 4-hour wick. So I think on that close, let's just take it. What do we got to lose? Just back testing. It is valid. The flip zone, broke structure, took liquidity. Problem is we're just so high. We've taken a 4-hour high. the target is a bit tricky. You know, like I guess we've just got this next 4 hour. We probably front run it a bit. Let's say we probably have to get in on the 50% to make it worthwhile, and go from there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, wasn't looking strong anyway, but I wanted to take everything. The reason I wasn't liking that is, especially look on the 4 hour, how we looked, we had the 4 hour. You'll be able to see a bit after that, and you probably see how the next 4 hour closes. We had a wick close, even though it was a bullish candle. Still a wick close on the 4 hour, especially after this liquidity grab. You know, it confirms the 4 hour liquidity grab, so a bit of weakness in the market, and you can expect a pullback. But we'll take that one on the chin because it was valid. And yeah, I'll just try that in -1 quickly. -1. Okay. The next valid order block is actually this one. So because we've had this 15-minute breaker structure, we've got a new 15-minute low. Is here. So this is our extreme zone for now. And essentially we're just looking for it now. We could aim for the highs, like higher like the last one, but let's look at just, hold on. Let's look at just breaking these highs. So this one, I'm just going to move it across and delete that. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this was the leg, this is the flip zone, and this is the extreme. These are the two order blocks I'm looking for, really, after a breaker structure, if they're valid. And this made a lower high, a lower low, swept this liquidity, broke the high. But obviously, as we saw, we swept 4 hour liquidity, so it's the market, especially New York, wanting to come back and find some lower liquidity to then run the market back up. It'd be interesting to see how high this goes if we could have targeted the next 4 hour demand. But we will leave this as this due to the fact that we have now pushed past the 4 hour high. And I'm going to bring this in. Okay, so, oh yeah, I forgot to do it split actually on this one. Sometimes it's hard, sorry, I'm going to backtrack a bit. So off the 25, like a 6.3, and the 50 we had already is a 9.4. So 0.25 plus 6 and 0.5. Perfect. This one we have 5.82 on the 2.5 and 8.32. No, yeah, 8.8. Run 8.5. 0.25 was a 2.82, I think. Oh, was it? I don't know. Maybe 6.32. Short-term memories. 6. And then just going to round it to the nearest lowest numbers. It's just easier in the end because slippage and everything like that, and fees, just more realistic. Okay, that would have been very nice. Having very quick. And yeah, we've got another break of structure. So we've got a new low. What I'm going to do, I want to have a look how the 4 hours closed. Hopefully not reveal too much. I don't need to do anything there. But we're 4 hour closed here at 10. Yeah, so it should be fine. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now 4 hour closed. So yeah, a week 4 hour has now become, oh, oops, sorry guys. 4 hour breaker structure. And we've got our new 4 hour strong low. And yeah, we don't know where the high is. there's a week daily high, so we're getting pretty close. So yeah, let's see, back on the 15. Always good to check out when you break these major levels, to see where you're sitting now, see what you're looking at. I could have marked out some 4-hour points of interest, but I didn't, and I may do later. Okay, so we're pretty bullish momentum. This looks good to me. If we come back, simply just following the 15-minute trend until we're wrong. And then we look for reversals. And essentially, yeah, so we bark up the 4-hour trend, and then we follow the 15-minute trend that follows the 4-hour trend. And then if our 15-minute trend breaks, then we follow the 15-minute trend until we get into like a discount region of the 4-hour leg trend, and then we look for reversals there to keep following it up. It's quite simple. So you're never chasing tops and bottoms. You're always letting the market show you, but you have a good idea of where you should be looking for them in these areas of interest. So I guess, like we could do the edge on something like that. I'd probably go like a round number. Yeah, 9,800. Depending on what happens, you might get a big rejection before then. Okay, we're getting into nighttime time. Just let this play through. We're into Wednesday. Yeah, perfect. Not taking too long, I think. Oh, a little bit too long. 40 minutes. But maybe I'll try to speed up the video so it's not too boring for everyone. Let's see, we've got this area of interest that we're looking at here, the last 4-hour point of interest before the daily high break, that we could see potential 15-minute bearish chalk, and then we come down. I'm just trying to think, Wednesday, 5th of April. Yeah, so the market's still moving. Had a very minor pullback. We'd still have this order open. Let's mark out the high. It's a weak high, I would say, till the low's broken. Oh, no. Interesting way to do it. This is still valid. It's looking less likely that we come down here, considering I would like to see Asia push down a bit harder. Nothing really here that I'm that interested in. So let's just leave it. Okay. Had a nice little sweep liquidity. So I wouldn't trade it personally. I don't really trade the internal structures so much. But, if we were, you could probably count on something like that. It's like a internal, this is where it starts getting confused. I want to make it simple. Just trade like the outside. It's usually when we get to like extreme areas like this that it does get a bit confusing, because I think that's what the market makers want to do. The more confused you are, the more likely you're going to lose your money to them. So, if I was to take trades on the internal, I'm just targeting really even the 50% on this, because I know it doesn't have to come to my point of interest, or I'd go break even at the 50% and see if it comes down to here. For the sake of this video, I can show you how that's done. And then maybe I can separate it out later. So this is like an example of trading internals. I wonder, probably didn't even get filled. Oh, we would have seen, you never know, maybe filled for one of my orders on the 25% line. Okay. Then you've got a 15. I tend to, if we're doing this, if you're trading internals, I really will just try to get the first break of structural chalk or whatever, something like that, that's on liquidity. Because right now, all this is just, just liquidity. There's nothing that's like, this swung a little bit of highs, but nothing major, So We know we're bullish. It's more of like it's definitely counter 15-minute trend trading. So, but some people, if they only have a small amount of time, you want to scalp something like this. But yeah, I just want to do it for the sake of the video. But our main trade is this, because a lot of people ask, do you ever counter trend trade, or how would you do it? Blah blah blah. And so this is how I do it. I have this order still pending, and if we get any sort of here's where we're at. Okay, this is it's a 50% line. So I probably would have gone to break even already. We're very close. And look, yeah. Okay, so we pushed up. We still haven't gone to 50%, so I'm not going to take any longs out of here because we're not in the discount zone. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, okay. So, this potentially would have still been in. If you moved to break even, you would have been out at break even on this stop hunt. If you left it where it was, you'd be in some decent profit, obviously. But yeah, so let's just see how this trades. Didn't want to confuse anyone. But it is possible. But, if you really have to really just take the first one. So let's see if this holds. Definitely could be the turning point. We'd be in both orders. Let's say you're targeting this high. Pretty good risk reward. Let's see what happens overnight. Have a look. There we go. And that would be a -1. It's a very interesting high here. I'd expect it to be run. But yeah, obviously this would have been a great short and it would have played through. But, you're still counter 15-minute trend. So you just really go, if you try that every time, a lot of the time, 80% of your winning trades are generally pro trend. So that statistic's pretty heavy. So let's see. Okay, let me bring this back in. Mark it up at -1. And there we go. Okay, so we've got this low. So it's been swept. We haven't got a break. Okay, still no break. Really, let me have a look. That's our 4-hour week high. It's also our 15-minute high. Still weak, unconfirmed. We're dancing around the bottom. Not had a full body break of structure. So at this point, it's just a liquidity grab. So let's see. With some bullish momentum. This was the last. Okay, we had that. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, our last high, I want to see us break this high, and we'll look for some longs. Because it's the last high that led to a break of structure, even though we swept this liquidity here. Perfect. Okay. That's a nice bullish chalk. Back in business. Let's have a look at what we have here. Okay. Well, as I say, this is the flip zone. And the extreme. I'd probably cover these lower wicks too. You could run it like this. Cover this big candle. That's like where the main demand that broke structure and sweep liquidity. I'm keeping it down here. Look, just because this looks like there's no definite little bit of liquidity grab here. But, if we're going to fill this, I would expect that would fill most of that. This is also, but I go for the extreme and the flip zone. Yeah, you could do that, but let's go for a deep entry. It is Asian session, so and this. These are the two, because this could easily get run. I only swept a little bit of liquidity. There's balance, a lot of liquidity below, but yeah, pretty much. Okay, I'm going to delete this line. Sorry, we're aiming for the top here. I aim for these highs. I'm just going to set this up here. $13R. This one's going to be huge. Yeah, what do we got? 3.1 pips. No, 3.2. That's whatever. Takes me too much time to try to fix it up. I'm accurate on when I put the trades up. Okay, let's have a look. That's pretty quick loss. You never know. It happens. Okay, maybe we'll put it up here. We've still got this extreme. I wonder if that would be interesting. Maybe I'll mark this up, and will I be sad that I didn't take this one later? I just missed it, so let's keep playing on. Oh, there, it's tapped in. Oh, that's a nice push. Oh, okay, let me hold on for a second. Oh, might be done here. What do we have? Yeah, no breaker structure. This you could have played this to the break up here. Okay, we've got a bit of reaction out of here, but we still is our final bullish order block. So we've swapped liquidity and led to a breaker structure, and there's been no breaker structure up here, just liquidity grab. So yeah, if we had taken this, maybe take profit or break even. But yeah, this is our final chance. I'm going to delete this. Okay, pause. We've got a 15-minute breaker structure. That's looking much better now. What are we at? 12.5. Let's think. What are we on Thursday? Yeah, realistically, what do we have? Friday is Easter Friday. I think it's definitely, you need to take this into account. I'm looking at it more. When I first back test, I didn't take into account like the holidays and stuff, but it does make a big difference. You just have no volume in the market. So essentially where this closes, maybe like 8 or 9 o'clock is where would sell it out. There's obviously this as well. We've got this huge area here of like this huge supply that came into the market. So let me clean this up a bit. I'll delete this so it's a bit more nicer. We know that was a loss. So knowing Easter's coming up, target maybe this supply as well. You never know what's going to happen. I'm going to put it up to chance, especially with 14R. Or you just have your stop loss. You shift your stop loss up. But it's definitely good to be aware of bank holidays. So let's give it a bit of time. Aye, we've tapped into there. Yeah, what's the time now? There's like breaker structure here. There's no pullback. Not really anything we want to take right before before bank holiday. So, or yeah, I don't know what they call it. But yeah, so yeah, would have closed out somewhere around here. I'd say at 14R. It's pretty nice. If there wasn't a holiday tomorrow, potentially there'd be some follow through. So our target would technically be up here. But now looking at this and taking it into account, this is like a huge supply candle where it can definitely come across resistance. So I think it's very, good to take that into account. I only noticed we swept all that liquidity. We got a very weak breaker structure. But yeah, I think it's definitely good to take into account, especially with such a large trade. You're not going to let it go back to break even. But yeah, so let's see. I think Friday definitely was Easter, so I'll just mark this up. Oh, that was on the 2.5 as well. 14 or 13 report. 19 on the 50%. Huge trade. Let's change the color to. Okay, so just to clear things up now, I'm going to reduce this. It's a loss anyway. Leave this supply here. I think it could be definitely something that plays out. Let me just have a look. It's a bit interesting, but we technically do have another order block here. So let's see. We'll play it as normal on Easter, but we won't count the data for it, just because. Well, it's Easter, so actually, what was? Oh, non-farm payroll on Easter. So yeah, definitely anything could happen. So if we're not tagged in by this news, then yeah, that we wouldn't be taking this trade. Not on non-farm payroll when there's even less liquidity. Really, anything can happen. This is one of the big ones. You know, you got the CPI data, the interest rates at the moment. You've got the non-farm payrolls as well. You've got inflation rates as well that are making big moves in the market. I don't think they're directly linked because the knowledge is already out there, but just a nice way for big orders to get filled. But yeah, let's see. Just sort of grinding down. Yeah, so what are we getting? Yeah, as expected, Easter, there's like no volume in the market. So I'll see if I just cut out this part of the video or like try to speed it up a lot. Let's actually just go speed it up. Yeah, so let's see how Friday ends. I just, on these public holidays, just recommend just backtesting or, doing something productive. Look at this, it's just like a mess here. There's no liquidity. I'm going to speed it up to 3x just to see what happens. We've got big news coming up, non-farm payroll. Really wouldn't have this on with that coming in. Well, there you go. Yeah, so that's just no liquidity in the market. Let's have a look. Taking out all these lows. Ended as a sweep, but we'd want. That was a sweep so far. If we want to go bullish again, we need to break this high. I guess if you really wanted to trade, this had like a small. But we haven't had any like major breaks of structure, so we've just got a sweep now, so it's unconfirmed. So yeah, we wouldn't be taking any trades. But let's see. That would be like that's where all the supply came into the market. So it'll be interesting how it goes. Oh, okay. And that's Monday. So yeah, we wouldn't have been in this trade anyway. I just want to see if it was holding. But yeah, pretty much that wouldn't have been a trade anyway. So we can. Oh no, that was this trade here. Sorry. This we didn't place. So yeah, let's go add it up quickly at the end. Okay. A bit of another quite quiet week. I guess it was only really a 4-day week, and Monday just sent it. So let's have a look. Let's just go text here. Totals. We'll include this anyway because it was valid. So 0.25s and 0.5s. We had 6, 12, and 25. We got 9, 17, and 37, 48. 48, we had losses. 33R. What I do is I split my order between this, so we add them together and divide by half to get the total R. Like wins is what, 60, 73 divided by 2. What's that, 30? Let's just say 36. 36 and a half. Minus 3, so 33R. Yeah, crazy. Really good. Let me have a look. I didn't split up the last videos. I want to start doing it again. Okay, so that's the interesting thing. So that's why I want to come up with like maybe a like low time frame entry model for the Asia session. Just because you don't have it's more ranging, especially with the Euro USD, and I'm going to be in Australia for some time. So Asia was 0R. So really all the R came from London and New York. Yeah, pretty much entries were either on New York Open or pretty much New York Open, New York Open, New York Open. So they pretty much just not open, but like sessions. So New York really dedicated for this strategy, but still 33R for the week. It's really awesome. So, but yeah, I'm going to bring out another video working on this like low time frame, more for ranging and quick take profits. Still following market structure and everything, but I'm using this is my main strategy I use to trade daily. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave a comment. Subscribe to my Telegram as well, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm posting my markups there every day, and any questions you have, you can ask me. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me just close that. So yeah, 33R, and that's risking. If you're risking 0.5%, even 0.25% that I normally do, you're still very, very nice and profitable. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.